Now I told you the cuboidal epithelium of PCT, that is proximal convoluted tubule of nephron, in kidneys has microvilli and is called brush bordered cuboidal epithelium tissue, and because of this maximum reabsorption takes place in the PCT. Next is columnar epithelium. It is composed of a single layer of tall and slender cells having nuclei at their base. It is found in lining of alimentary canal, that is stomach and intestine. The free surface of the cells, they have microvilli. Then it is called as brush border columnar epithelium tissue. It is also involved in the functions of secretion and absorption. Then next we move on to the another type of the tissue, that is ciliated epithelium. When columnar or cuboidal cells bear cilia on their free surface, the epithelium is called ciliated epithelium. It is mainly present in the inner surface of hollow organs like bronchioles and fallopian tubes. The cilia of the epithelium help to move particles or mucus in the specific direction over the epithelium. In the fallopian tube, this cilia help in the movement of the ovum, because ovum is not motile. It's not motile. Therefore, this cilia help the ovum to take it into the fallopian tube for the process of fertilization. Then next is glandular epithelium. Some of the columnar and cuboidal cells, they get specialized for the secretion and therefore are called as glandular epithelium tissue. Here on the screen you can very well see the diagram of the glandular epithelium tissue. These are of two types. They are unicellular and multicellular. The unicellular consists of isolated glandular cells, example goblet cells of the alimentary canal, and the multicellular one consists of cluster of cells, example salivary glands, based on the mode of pouring out their secretions. These glands are grouped into two types, exocrine glands and endocrine glands. Exocrine glands, they have ducts or tubes to pour their secretions to the target or the tissue organs, whereas endocrine glands, they are without ducts, hence they are called as ductless glands, and they pour their secretions directly into the blood. Then next point of difference between the two is exocrine glands secrete a variety of substances such as mucus, saliva, digestive enzymes, earwax, milk, oil, etc. Example salivary glands, mammary glands, luminous glands of the ear, etc. Whereas endocrine glands secrete hormone, example thyroid glands, thymus gland, pituitary gland, etc. Next is compound epithelium tissue. The compound epithelium tissue, it is made up of more than one layer. That means it is multi-layered. It is multi-layered and it covers the dry surface of the skin and the moist surface of our buccal cavity, pharynx, inner lining of the ducts of salivary glands and pancreatics. The main function of the compound epithelium is to provide protection against